Before I went to college, I had all these ideas of what I thought my life would be like. I thought I would meet my husband at Morehouse because I went to Spelman, and I would be in a career and we would get married and have kids and have a white picket fence. And obviously none of that happened. Well, why am I going through this? What new lesson do I need to learn? What didn't I learn before that I should have? Overconsumption will only lead to feeling empty. Hi guys. My tripod feels very off. But anyway, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Excuse the hair, I'll give you guys a tiny life update, but welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me while I'm sharing one of my newest makeup products, definitely my favorite, the Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. Love it, love it. You guys have been loving that I'm doing makeup, so I figured let's do some fun makeup today. A little fun. And someone requested that I share things I wish I knew in my 20s. So we're gonna be doing some makeup. I'll be walking you guys through the steps. No need to try to pay attention too much to the makeup products because I will list them down below in the description box. But we are going to focus on the topic at hand. So if you guys would like to see all these makeup goodies and also all the things I wish I knew in my 20s, things I wish I knew over a decade ago that would have made life a lot easier, but you know what, life works out as it should. Then please keep watching. Okay, first of all, let me get some lotion because I'm always ashy on my hands and I have to use my hands to film, so that's not cute. No, it's not. No, no, no. And the lotion that I keep in my beauty room is by Diptyque. It's really nice. It's very expensive. I probably wouldn't repurchase it, but it's cute. It works back there on that little tray and I like it. Before I do my eyebrows, I'll give you guys a tiny life update. If I sound a little nasally, it's because I felt like I was getting sick a few days ago. Probably should have brought my Stanley down here to drink water. Life has been kicking my behind. I was attempting to come on camera and tell you guys that I'll be taking a break, but you all know I told you on Instagram, I don't know if, well, probably on here too. July has so many videos because I have so much summer content. So you'll notice I'm doing a summer haul, summer essentials, all these summer videos that I'm behind on because June was also crazy. So my life has been, we've been experiencing some things, and I am just trying my best to keep my head above water. And yeah, so I was gonna say we're gonna go on a little break, but in August, when I'm all caught up, we'll be having our regular 4 video schedule, maybe 5. I'll see how that goes. But yeah, I really just need to focus on home life right now. There's just so much going on. And I already know when life gets crazy, when I start getting sick because I'm not taking care of myself. I am okay. There's just a lot of moving parts. We're not gonna dwell on it. Yeah, I have faith and believe that everything will be okay, but it's just so much going on. But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna do the first thing I wish I knew in my 20s, and then I'll do my eyebrows because you guys know I can't do both. Am I the only one? First thing I wish I knew in my 20s is that life is not a race. It's not about getting to all of your goals the quickest. It's about finishing well. When I was in my teens, my late teens, like before I went to college, I had all these ideas of what I thought my life would be like. I thought after college, I would meet my husband at Morehouse because I went to Spelman, and I would be in a career and we would get married and have kids and have a white picket fence. And obviously none of that happened. Before I went to college, you know, everything in my life had been, you're on track. You went to high school, you made your A's, you got accepted early into Spelman, you have good grades, blah, blah, blah. I thought everything else would just line up. And then life started hitting me and I realized that it's not about getting to these ultimate goals or these societal norms that we have in our mind. I definitely thought I'd be married now, but now at this age in my mid-30s, I'm like, I can't really imagine being married right now. And so even though my life experiences have been interesting, I'm definitely not where I thought I'd be, but my life's choices and the circumstances that I guess chose me ultimately led me to where I am today. And I'm very appreciative of where I am. When I look back at who I was in my 20s, I'm like, oh yeah, you did do a lot of growing. And so now I feel like I am nearing my place of receiving all those blessings that I thought I was ready for in my 20s, yeah, and I was not. So it's not about getting to the goal quickly. It's not about being the first to get married, the first to have kids. I didn't even really think I would go to graduate school and get my master's. That was never like a plan, but it's about finishing well. It's about, can you use life's ups and downs to further progress? And I would say that I'm doing that well. So yeah, definitely I learned it's not about how fast. Life isn't a race, but it's definitely about finishing well. I would rather it take me until 50 to say get married, but have an amazing relationship and be so sound in who I am, rather than, not to say that anything's wrong with getting married in my 20s, but I was not ready. So yeah, finish well. That's what matters. Let's do these eyebrows because I am bald in my eyebrow area. Whoa. Pinch me if I'm dreaming. Your shoes can't be filled, they cannot wear heels. Da, da, da. I really want to work this out, and I think you're gonna change. Eyebrows are done. They are looking a little different, but they're sisters, not twins. Okay. The second thing I wish I knew in my 20s, to stop trying to play God and orchestrate your life. And I know. Yep. Let's spray our face. I'm not using my super mattifying primer because I will be taking this off after I film today. Usually in the summer I would use my one size, but I'm not going to today. So, like I said with my first point of the thing I wish I knew in my 20s, I really thought I could control my life. I really thought I was God in my life, in that I thought every thing that I planned, I could just check it off my list one by one. But just like I said, my life, like, I never thought I would be here in my mid-30s. And that's not a bad thing. My life isn't horrible by any means, but I'm just not doing the things that I thought I would do. But I also never thought I would be here. I also never thought I would be growing in God like I am. I didn't think I'd be preaching, praying, teaching, Bible study, doing any of those things. So while I am glad that God took me off my course, I spent so many years in my 20s like, why did my life turn out this way? And now I'm starting to see, oh, because he was preparing all this for you. I really tried to play God in my life. I did. I was also comparing my life and my track to my friends. I was looking around at other people maybe I went to school with, or even my friends, and maybe they were further along in their careers. Maybe they were married, had kids, all those things that I thought I'd be doing and I wasn't. So I had to learn the long and hard way that everything works out as it should. You know, if I would have received every blessing that I thought I wanted, needed, if I would have taken the exact path that I thought when I was in my early 20s at least, I wouldn't even be here right now on YouTube. So yeah, I had to learn that the long way. And if I ever have children, ooh, I just can't wait to pour into them and share with them, like, just enjoy life as it comes. Enjoy the ups, enjoy the downs. Don't try to orchestrate and plan everything perfectly. It never turns out that, well, maybe for some people, I don't know. I can only speak for myself. It doesn't turn out that way. And I already started my makeup backwards because I was supposed to do eyeshadow. So let's stop and do eyeshadow. I'm so out of practice, y'all. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going into my Italian Spritz palette, you guys. This has been one of my favorite palettes of the summer because of the bright colors. So I'm using the shade Toasted in Tuscany. Oh, I'd love to be in Tuscany right now. I'm not gonna get to go on a vacation this year just because of life circumstances. And I'm so sad because I could really use a break. Like, I wanna go sit on a beach somewhere and just enjoy myself. But apparently that's not gonna happen for a while. Okay, I'm gonna use the color Sin Sin, which I believe I've used in a few videos this month. It's like a beautiful bronzy shade. It reminds me of Amber Lights from MAC. So if you were a MAC girl like over decades ago, you know Amber Lights was that girl, especially for brown skin girls. I think that was the first colored shadow I ever got, and I used to wear it with blue. Lord help me. But it is a really pretty color. Okay, third thing I wish I knew in my 20s. Ooh, this is a spicy one. Your career can wait. Finding love can't always wait, or maybe not. We're still navigating those waters. There is only one regret I have in life, and I can only say this right now at the time because I'm not in that relationship or marriage. So currently it's a regret. Probably in 10 years when I look back at it and think about it, I won't regret it. I'll know that it happened as it should. But right now, today, I wish in college, this is gonna sound crazy to a lot of people, but it's my truth. I wish that I spent less time at home with my nose in my book, making A's, and more time socializing to find a potential mate. So y'all know I went to Spelman. Morehouse was next door. Clark Atlanta was around the corner. And after my freshman year of college, I moved back home to focus on my studies. In high school, I probably was very sheltered growing up. I wasn't allowed to do a lot. I had never been to a party. I didn't really even hang out with friends on the weekend. And so my second year, I had to, I did this myself. I moved back home so I could focus on my studies because that's really important. But I realized I should have spent more of my early 20s trying to find a mate because, ooh, baby, dating in your mid 30s as a homebody, as a woman of God, wow, it's bleak. I do wish that I'd spent more time focused on love and companionship. I was never really focused on that. I was like, I want to be a boss babe. I need to get my A's. And then I was like, I need to go to grad school. And I've always been kind of one track focused, putting my all into this so I can do it well. I mean, it did pay off. I do have degrees and certifications, but when you get to be mid 30s, you're like, I probably should have focused on that a little more. And that's not to say that you can't still find love in your 30s and 40s, because obviously you can, even your 50s, 60s, and 70s. But I just know, yeah, I should have focused on that a little more. So that's the only regret that I really have about my life. And I will say right now it's a regret, but it may not be in the future. Dating is bleak. It's interesting, very interesting. But what I know for sure, especially from the past 5 years, is that you may not see it when you're in it, but God always has a plan. And if you just give up your control and surrender to Him and just see where He wants to take you and how He wishes to bless you. So that's what I'm doing. But I definitely wish I had focused more on dating in my 20s and dating to find a husband. But when I look at it, it's like you didn't even know what you wanted. So yeah, that worked out how it should. But that is one thing I wish I knew in my 20s. Your career, we can always be a career babe, but I should have been looking for my husband. Another thing I wish I knew is that you will find your exact circle in due time. And when I say that, I mean like friends. As someone who's introverted, I don't want to say it was always difficult for me to make friends, but it's like I don't leave the house. I'm not that social. I'm not someone that's going to walk up to people and strike up a conversation. That's just not me. And so most of my friendships have evolved because that person took such an interest in desiring to be my friend. And then I played a role. Yeah, I'm not that outgoing. But I know in my 20s, I was like, man, I would really love a best friend. I would really love an amazing circle. I mean, I did have a circle of friends in my 20s, obviously. But at some points I was like, man, I wish I had these type of friendships or whatever. But those people will come. And now I can say that I do have those friendships in my life. Even going back to my college friends, like I love them so much dearly. But even that, you had to navigate finding friendships in your 20s and even in your 30s, because I think it's even more interesting to develop these bonds in your 30s, because we're all, at least in my friend groups, we're all at such different places in our lives. But that doesn't mean that you still don't have any commonalities. Yeah, I definitely wondered like, oh, when am I gonna find my friend groups? I have them. I've had some of them since college and some newer friendships. And some friendships that I've had dating back to a decade ago. So I'm really grateful for that. I needed to know that my circle, my people would come. And even you guys play such an instrumental role like in my life, because I've been on this channel for a decade, over a decade now. While I may not have met all of you in real life, I feel like I know y'all. Like, I feel like we're friends. I'm definitely grateful for you all as well. Let me blend this out. Oh, and that brown color was espresso yourself. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey, like looking at my 20s compared to my 30s. One thing that it makes me excited about is just to think, what will life be like in my 40s? If this is how my 30s turned out through all the ups and downs, I can't wait to see what happens in my 40s. Yeah, I'm excited. I know a lot of people are like, turning 40. I mean, we have a few years, but yeah, I'm excited. Next thing I wish I knew. Ooh, build healthy routines now. And you know what's interesting? In my early 20s, I actually lost 60 pounds. Like after college, I ended up losing 60 pounds. This is when I was living in New York. So when I first started my YouTube channel, I was at my smallest in my adult age range. But those habits, I mean, I've tried to maintain them over the past decades. But life, you know, even back to a month ago, I started working out again, and I just need to continue building these routines. Like, I know to do these things. I know how to lose weight. I have done it. But my problem is, as soon as life gets lifing, these routines are the first thing to go, because I just focus on really taking care of myself. But I understand that's a part of it too. And I've always been the girl to say, no, I don't have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, any of that right now. But I'm not naive. Like, I'm only getting older, and these habits that I have now, if they're not healthy, which some of them are not, I need to break them, because it's only gonna get harder. Losing weight in my mid-30s opposed to my early 20s, oh my goodness. Like, I thought I already had a slow metabolism. It's like non-existent now. So even as I started to work out again, it is so much harder to lose weight now. But I just can't get defeated. I have to keep going, because I know ultimately it's about health. And though I want to look a certain way in my clothes or wear a certain size, it's like, ultimately, girl, it's about health. And I want to live a long, prosperous life. Build healthy habits. I did build them in my 20s. But as life became interesting, sometimes I got distracted. And so that's one thing I want to really continue working on as I even prepare to work out again today, is that continue doing the things that feed you well, as in mind, body, spirit. I really just, no excuses. So yeah. Okay, that's about as much eyeshadow as I want to do, because I'm not gonna do lashes. Y'all know I really haven't been into wearing lashes. I kind of like the way my makeup looks without it. Let's continue on with this face. And this is the new way that I put on my foundation so that I don't get my hand dirty. Okay. Ooh, another thing I wish I knew. It all goes downhill fast. And that kind of ties into what I said last. When you start aging, it goes downhill fast. I mean, I can remember being 24 and starting to get heartburn. Oh my goodness, it was so bad. I can remember being 16, getting my first gray hair. And now y'all know I am like 35% gray. It all goes downhill fast as far as aging. So once again, take good care of yourself. Build routines that you want to last to get you to where you want to be, because baby, once the aging process starts, it goes downhill very fast. I wish I knew that, you know, especially I think in the Black community, we always just hear like, Black don't crack. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And even not about like your skin per se, like how you look, but just the toll that aging takes on your body. I mean, oh my goodness, these joints and knees. But once again, that's all about building healthy habits and maintaining them. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Ooh, another good one. When people used to say, because I don't know about you all, but everyone used to tell me, especially my parents growing up, don't be so quick to grow up, enjoy childhood. And I was like, no, I want to wear high heels, I want a credit card, I want a job, I want to drive, I want all these things. What were we thinking? I mean, is it just me? I really wanted to be grown when I was a child. And I think I just liked the independence that adults had, being able to do as they please. I mean, even now, one of my favorite parts of being an adult now is being able to go to a restaurant. And I do this sometimes, like if I go to Chili's, ordering my dessert with my meal or before. Because you know, when you're a child, they're like, don't spoil your appetite by drinking while you're eating if you have an old school grandmother, or you know, things like that. No, one of the best parts about being an adult, the fun parts, is ordering dessert before my meal. I enjoy it. I was so quick to want to grow up, but for what? Literally, for what? Did you want to have to pay, like, did you really want to have a credit card and pay bills, or did you just think it was cool? Like, what was I thinking? That is so funny. But I really wish I had listened to my parents and not wanted to grow up so fast. But here I am. You know, I might have to stop wearing this concealer. I'll see what happens today, even though I'm only gonna have it on for filming videos. It makes my eyes water. Like, I've been having so much trouble with my eyes watering when I've been doing my makeup recently. So much so to where it causes like the foundation and concealer to separate on my eyelids, even when I'm wearing eyeshadow. I might have to find a new concealer. I really love this concealer. It's full coverage. It's fairly inexpensive. It's by Sephora Collection. It works really well, but I really think it's what's causing my eyes to tear. Okay, next thing I wish I knew. Ooh, quality sleep is more important than a lot of things. You know, I have never been someone that's like, oh, I have to get my sleep, I have to get my rest. I've never been able to take naps because I sleep too long and then I just feel gross. Like anybody else, when I take a nap, I wake up feeling very groggy and hungover. When I, like, obviously not drinking, but that's how I feel, like that sickness, that I'm not somebody that can take naps, and I've really never been someone to care so much about the quality of my sleep. But baby, as soon as I entered my 30s, sleep became so important to me. And so now I'm trying to build routines of getting more sleep, treating my body well. Also, because y'all know I have the immune system of a baby. That's why I'm partially getting sick right now, because life has been so busy and so hectic. I've had so much to do outside of work to where when I come home and I do have to catch up on work, well, now I'm up till 3 o'clock, or now I'm having meetings until the wee hours of the morning and I can't sleep. Sleep is very important. I wish I prioritized that more, and I'm definitely trying to. It's just, how do you do that when you have 1,000 things to do? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Life is interesting. But one thing I know for sure from looking at my life now, like in retrospect, is that all things really do work together for the good of those who love the Lord. Can't forget that part. But all things really do work together for your good. It's hard sometimes to see it in a storm, but one thing that I started doing actually in my 30s is during the storm asking myself, well, why am I going through this? What new lesson do I need to learn? What didn't I learn before that I should have? What's causing me to endure this? So yeah, growing and aging and you know, it's an interesting process. I definitely wish these were things that I knew in my 20s because it could have saved me. Well, actually not, because, you know, just like most people, you can hear things, but sometimes you have to experience it. While I don't regret all these things and not knowing them or realizing them, I do wish somebody at least told me so I could at least think about it, even if I wasn't gonna act on it. I know. I'm just being honest though. Let's move on to bronzer and such. Oh, the last thing I wish I knew in my 20s. Oh, this is spicy, especially for being an influencer, content creator, whatever online. Overconsumption will only lead to feeling empty. And I'm talking about overconsuming things, overconsuming people, food, overconsuming alcohol, anything you can think of. Overconsumption only leads to feeling empty, as I literally lay my eyes on my overconsumption of fragrance. You know, I've been a beauty influencer for over 10 years. And when I started, those were the days of beauty girls, like beauty gurus. You know, the beauty girls who have now left YouTube because the beauty community is dead, which is partially why my channel is dead. But we're not here to talk about that. Those were the days of overconsumption. That's when it really started. MAC would have a new collection, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a month, and everybody would purchase it, and everybody would share hauls, and everybody was buying. I fell into that trap as well. I was spending so much money in my early 20s on everything because I was so heavily influenced by social media. But now I see, girl, you don't need any of this, and over-consuming it so much to that degree, what does it do? It doesn't make you feel happier long-term. It doesn't fill a void long-term. You're literally just seeking immediate gratification. But what does that do? So, whew, I wish I knew that. I could have saved probably $50,000. You know, I'm working on my overconsumption. It's still a work in progress. I don't overconsume beauty products anymore, like makeup, but I definitely overconsume fragrance. And one thing that the Lord told me is that next year I'm going on a fragrance ban for half the year. I can't purchase any fragrance because enough is enough. Like, I just went out of control. Like, I feel like I need a new fragrance every month. It's really crazy. Yeah, I wish I knew that overconsumption just leads to you feeling empty. Not to say that having 200 fragrances makes me feel empty, but it doesn't do anything, you know? That's why I stopped buying luxury bags. I used to purchase a new handbag every month. And what does that do? Like, it's nice to have over 100 luxury bags, kind of, but what does that really do? It's not making me happy. It makes me happy to wear it, but in my sad times, am I sitting there thinking about my Chanel flap? Absolutely not. That's what I mean. And so I have been working on my overconsumption, definitely with handbags. I've stopped buying bags like that, but I need to tackle fragrances next. It's just not necessary. It leaves you feeling empty. You don't need it. And this is just for me. I'm not saying that you guys have to do this because I'm a firm believer in doing what works for us. But I know for me, look, I have chiseled this face. Yeah, I'm not gonna do my jaw now. Well, maybe a little. But I have done what I thought worked for me. It didn't. I didn't need all of these bags, and I didn't need all of these fragrances, and I'm now seeing that. It's definitely been a journey, but now I realize that, girl, you don't need any of these things. Don't break the bank. Don't break your back and your neck trying to go after these things, because what value do they really add to your life? And that's it. Collecting hundreds of fragrances is nice, it's fun, but what value does it add to my life for me? Not much. I'm working on that. That's definitely an area that I need to continue working on for sure. Whew, it's interesting. Okay, this is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Blush. I definitely need to purchase a blush brush that I can use with this because it's a cream product. Yeah, but I do like it. I like the way it looks. It's really nice. Put on mascara. I'm using my Bite Beauty mascara because, like I said, I'm not doing lashes right now. Okay, for my lippy.
Turn this house into a home when I climb the stairs and turn the key. Oh, please be there.
I just love singing. But only like on YouTube, in my car, and in my house. Perfect nude. Turn this house into a home. You know, I love listening to those old songs from back in the day now with life experience. Because like, well, growing up, my parents would listen to them. So like, I know all these songs. But now being an adult and listening to them, whoo, they hit you. Okay, and the last, oh, this face is chiseled, but we need it because, baby, the double chin is double chinning. Okay. Okay guys, this is the finished look. You know, a little glam on the eyes, real neutral everywhere else, but I love this look. I'm really enjoying wearing eyeshadow. I can't believe I'm this girl. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Kind of a walk down memory lane, but also let me know some things you wish you knew in your 20s. Could you resonate with some of the things that I mentioned today? Even from doing this video, I'm just like, I can't wait to see what my 40s turn into in a few years and how I navigate that decade and further decades. So everything happens as it should, but yeah, I wish I knew these things to at least ponder. Because I didn't mean I'd take them into account, because we know how you are in your 20s. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.